the future. The future. This picture is biblical to one aspect. And I'll show you why. Because it gives you the story of the lady at the well. The story of the lady at the well. If you remember right, Jesus Christ tells her if she believes in him, even though he is asking her for water, that he will give her everlasting water. For someone who's asking for water, to be offering water, that's a bit strange, isn't it? But let's start from the foreground. On the left is an Indian woman, an Asian Indian woman, not a red Indian woman, an Asian Indian woman. The artist makes that clear through dress sense and the way she even carries the pot she's going to fetch the jug of water with. Again, this picture is trying to give an idea of purity by using gold everywhere in terms of on the people. Okay. This woman is on the left. In front of her, behind her, is a well with a drawstring. Behind that well, you can tell it's frolicking, men and women gossiping, frolicking, as you see at rich people's parties. Sexual escapades spoken about by many famous people. You know, gangbangs. Gangbangs, sexual orgies. Whilst we're drinking and eating, all in the same area. But we are now free to do as we wish. Do as thou wishes. This woman is reaching out for the hand of a man. This man, again, dressed in robes, long hair. When you look carefully, the artist, again, when you look at the face of this man, it gives you the impression, using where the eyes are again, to give you the impression with the nose bridge of a flying eagle. But this time round, this eagle is not so prominent. And there's a barrier above it. Because what people do not understand, the lines on your forehead, they tell a lot about you. So this artist is using that because he is fully aware this is the installation of a lie. So in other words, it's like saying, this one will be hard to swallow. This person has been given reverence and holiness through his garments. Through his garments. A halo encircles his head, where no one else in this picture has a halo. It denotes holiness. If you look carefully at the picture again, above the eagle's block, where the hairline divides on the forehead, you're going to see the difficulty the artist had in believing that people will believe the story, that this false installation has a sweat drop. And the artist clearly makes sure that's in there to show you how hard this installation is going to be for the very few to take over and enjoy a godly status and claim they are always in the presence of God. Now, you can tell that this holy man has just stepped in through the doors, because we are in a compartmental area. We are in a closed off area. We're in a room of some sort. And in a minute, I will show you what type of room we're in. Now, this holy man, or supposed holy man, has just come out, has just come inside. You can tell there's a door, and his direction, his feet, he's walking forward. He's walking forward, coming from the door. In the doorway is a man. In the doorway is a man. I want you to pay careful attention to this man's footwear, clothes, head, and the hammer and the spade. And the fact that, again, although without a halo, he is still covered in pure gold. Holiness. His eyes are closed, as if he is disgusted by what he is seeing. He's packed up his tools. He's going to start a new life elsewhere. No one cares. If you look carefully, you're going to realize it's the black man. The warriors are dead. He's old now. He did change time. He changed time to the right. He gave it to the politicians and the wealthy. And it is only now he realizes what they were going to do. Look outside. Look outside. Look at the trees outside of this bomb shelter, or this bunker, protective, safe bunker. You're going to see that all the trees are charred. All the trees have been burnt to crisp. Just like in the story in the Bible where Sodom and Gomorrah, this picture reflects a similar scene. Gossiping men, frolicking. Basically, things were getting out of hand. But this time round, it is not God doing it. It is the wealthy doing it, and simply claiming God did it. They are wiping out. So this is the future. Once they have changed time, and once they have owned time, and once they get grip of time, The plan is to start again, amount wealth, and when no one has anything left, only those with money to pay will have anything to say. Everyone else becomes a slave. And all blacks and all whites who know the truth yet join, eventually there will be too many of them. They will be too powerful. And there's nothing you can do but walk out into the wilderness and die. The past. What they did. The present. What they are doing. The future. How they wish to see it. How do you wish for the future to go for mankind? If your mind does not reflect the mind of the elite, then you have to understand that there is a silent war to enslave you, to control you. And the onus, the legal onus, is on you to stand up and deflect and appeal and fight and gain your freedom. I stand on great authority. Ask me how I know this. It's not by accident. It's upon authority. There are further numerical data and facts, very strange facts, attached to everything I'm telling you. I don't want to make this particular one long. I just want to give you something to think about. What do I want you to think about? There's a blueprint. It's clear to see. It has been actioned from ancient times. The scope is to control the many by the very few. They've amounted enough wealth. You see this company that these three paintings belong to. The company belonged to the Kingdom of Holland, England, Spain. And a few other nations. Nations who sought to at first enslave the Irish. This is why I'm telling you, it is not about black and white. It is about picking on vulnerable people. White people did not start enslaving black people. That was not the first time they enslaved. They actually started enslaving their own kind. And then when they decided they were going to enslave the black kind, they needed support from their own kind. So then they stopped enslaving their own kind. But they didn't give their own kind full rights. That's why the English still look down on the Irish. That's why the English still look down on the Irish. Because they only had to make a peace treaty Because they say, my enemy's enemy is my friend. At the time, the black people would not have seen the Irish as their friends, because Ireland itself and the Irish people themselves, centuries before, exterminated black people. That's what St. Paddy did. Ireland originally belonged to West African black people. He exterminated them. And that's how Ireland became white-owned. There's evidence that the land of England itself was settled by the same people from West Africa. And there's evidence to show extermination. Brutal extermination. When you look at the island of Tasmania, today you may think, or one day you may think, oh, that white country. But it was never a white country. It was the purest of the purest black country. Today you look at Australia, and black people can find it hard to go there. And they will say, oh, that white country, Australia. But Australia is not a white country. It was the purest of the purest black country. It was untouched black country. The war is no longer between black and white. The war is between the elites who are trying to own the political system and the poor who do not know how to control their own political system. But the time can change, and the time has to change for the greater good of the many. Like I said, I stand on good authority to give you this information. Thank you very much for listening. There will be more to come very soon. My name is Kojo.